It is important to ask the question, if humanity were able to colonize the galaxy, what would occur? Would we form a giant space empire? Or several small colonies which later redefine galactic history? This is Tides of War. Tides of War is a science fiction world-building project set in an alternate future where humanity, upon finding advanced technology, would colonize the stars in the 20th century, slowly expanding into the interplanetary confederacy of Gaia, the hegemon of human colonial ambitions. This video will serve as an introduction to the lore and major factions of Tides of War, which will be expanded upon over time. Over the next couple of centuries, the Confederacy would spread across much of the known galaxy, with endless wars both against aliens and humans who resisted colonial rule. Greed and pride both flourished, with the vast resources being taken and sent back to Earth. By the 2100s, Earth had become unrecognizable. No continents had been created through geological technology, and almost all of Earth had become a vast industrial metropolis filled with colonial governors and petty barons. But an event called the Magna Ruina would send human ambition crashing down, and decades of overextension and infighting would cause a major collapse of the Confederacy, soon falling into warring factions, and their colonial holdings would soon follow. The world of Tides of War is one full of war, hope, and horror. While human society has been reduced to warring factions, major wars are waged across the galaxy as indescribable horrors rear their heads. Here is an overview of the major factions which exist in the universe. The Confederacy was founded in the 1980s after a UN resolution was passed to unify human colonization efforts. It is made up of several constituent states. Solaria, the shining capital of human achievement, located on the continent of Europa. Borrelia, making up much of the territory of North America. Avalon, a large unified landmass encapsulating the British Isles. The Orient, occupying much of the Far East. Eurasia, spanning across the former Soviet Union and Central Asia, with smaller districts and colonial territories making up the rest of Earth. After the Magna Ruina, Earth was split into several factions, with the human wars of unification occurring and the colonial government coming out on top. Since then, the Confederacy has been attempting to retake its lands, aligning itself with the pro-colonial movements across the galaxy. The Galactic Federation can be considered the good guys in this timeline, formed quickly after the Magna Ruina as an attempt to reform the Confederacy to focus on the well-being of the people and not their colonial interests. Made up of desperate oligarchs eager to keep their profits and in colonial rule. They are an alliance of planets and nation-states that dream of a better future. Formed shortly after the Magna Ruina under Leonard Cherry, an opposition party leader returning from exile. After Terra collapsed into infighting, the Federation was founded on the planet of Eunice, its main goal being to create a new multi-planet state where democracy and freedom are valued more than colonial ambitions. The Federation's main enemies are the Confederate government, as well as the innumerable groups of others. The green-colored troops of the Federation became symbols of national pride and a force of good in the galaxy, but their attempts across the galaxy are hampered by their war efforts. The Martian Empire is a nation with an extremely turbulent history, being one of the first planets to be colonized and one of the first to succeed from Earth's grasp. Due to the effects of humans on Mars, they would evolve quite differently. They would become taller, leaner, and more red-skinned, giving them the name of Redskins by humans. Mars would flourish, becoming a major trading hub soon, and many of the Martian states would begin to consolidate under a republican government. Many would begin to believe in what was called Martian vitalism, a political ideology which challenged Martian expansion across the galaxy. The Martian president, Sadak Matis, would soon crown himself Emperor of Mars. The Confederacy, at this point hoping to avoid a total war with Mars, would recognize their independence and give them free reign across the galaxy, primarily attempting to colonize areas which humans found uninhabitable. This led to growing xenophobia between Martians and humans, with the Martians seeing the humans as inferior inheritors to the galaxy. Much of Martian strategy is based around the Cold War, with the remnant Confederacy government attempting to undermine their power and expand their empire, but struggle due to their treatment in post-Confederate colonies. If Tides of War interests you, then I implore you to subscribe, so don't you miss an installment of the project. There is a lot of exciting things to come, so stay tuned.